like, and subscribe. This is the Nightly Fix, powered by Foolish Club Media. We need you to like and subscribe. Head to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe, Foolish Club Media. If you do not do so,
what you gonna do? You gonna do?
Sweat.
What?
Sweat.
You gonna sweat?
Sweat.
Yeah. You gonna sweat?
Like Keith. I'm a sweat like Keith. I'm a sweat like that album that Nelly decided to put out.
Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging, begging.
I like all
man,
you're doing with your tongue.
I know you do. It's an inside job. That's what I call that move.
The inside job.
It's all happening inside. Hey, man, it is opening night, damn it. And we had a fun. We are having a fun. Draymond Green's missing threes. It's like we're all back. The NBA is back now. Moment of silence. The first time in 23 years, LeBron James is missing opening night with. They have a special name for it, but it is just quite simply his ass. The side of his ass is in pain. Sounds like, I ain't gonna lie to you, sounds like an old guy injury. It's what it is.
That what sciatica is?
It's right towards the more of the ass, more back
like
ass.
Yeah, it's a nerve, like the lower part of your back, like right where your ass is at. And it can give you a lot of problems. I had some issues with it like a couple of years ago, but mine's better now.
Steve, did you on purpose decide to say the same thing I said right after I said it, or did you just said it?
I was just confirming what you were saying because I was to know what sciatica is.
So you had it. I did not know what it was. They kept saying the right side, and I just kept saying, why they just call it an oblique?
It is something that generally happens to older people, but I had it because in my old apartment, my setup was so cramped. I was just like stuck in front of my desk and I didn't have any space.
Your setup
was causing my sciatic nerve to like get pinched, and it is really painful and it sucks.
Wow. I didn't, when we brought this up, I did not know that we had somebody on the show that has experience with it.
There's some people who like can't fix it. Like it just doesn't go away. I fixed mine, thankfully.
Good for you. Look at as we see Luka Doncic looks skinny, and DeAndre Ayton is getting the ball stolen from him. So we'll see. Golden State's up 37-33. No LeBron again, as we said. But if you didn't have Peacock and you wanted to watch this game, you was just screwed because hey, we had a great first game to start things off. The Houston Rockets and the world champs, Oklahoma City Thunder. Ring night, banner night, and they went into double overtime, and the Thunder prevail on a 1-point game over the Rockets. But
at least the Rockets are looking good, though, man. They are looking good. I'm sorry.
That was a good game. I think it was good. Reed Shepherd
got one thing going for you in Houston, I guess.
Fuck all the way off. All right. Okay.
Hey man, Kelvin Sampson's got it going. The Houston Cougars are 6-1. Their football team tied for first place in the Big 12. I mean, you're onto something. But after that Monday night football fiasco,
a little sneak this in there.
That Monday night, he is onto something. That Monday night football fiasco, yes. But
it was a bad game.
No, the Rockets played well. And they didn't have a lot. Amin Thompson getting injured. It looked like it was cramps, but he never returned, which was weird. So you just hope it's cramps. He's their best all-around player. How about Alfred Şengün? I'm not gonna lie. What do you have tonight, OC? I think he had I know he had 35 at some point.
He had 37 points or some shit.
Yeah, he had 39, 11, and 7. By the way, if you had the over on 5.5 on assists with him, you nailed that. But he had 35, and see, this is why I can't gamble. I know the over under on Durant was 23.5 tonight. He got 23. But Şengün was just taking advantage of Caruso all night, and he had 39, 11, and 7. And when they didn't have Amin Thompson, their best defender, and SGA out there, who was struggling, to be honest, throughout the game. But they didn't have SGA. They didn't have Amen Thompson with whatever leg injury he had. Reed Shepherd had to come to the game, which I think this is a good thing because they're going to need Reed Shepherd to be able to play in these games. And I liked him. He's a gunner. He wasn't scared. Now he's missing all the motherfuckers, but he wasn't scared. And defensively, he's going to have to come along. They were hunting him and taking advantage of him. But I thought it was good. Durant had some uncharacteristic misses. They missed some free throws down the stretch. They had a lead, and SGA, came up and hit big shots. But that was fun. That was fun. I think the Rockets. I'm not going to lie to you, Serda. I know how much you love the Rockets, but they are a much, much better hang, if that makes sense. Listen, I had to watch the Rockets do the work.
Had to
last year.
Had to or got the obligation. Was.
You're right.
And they good. And I rightly predicted that they're like every other NBA team that we see that is of that caliber, has no stars, but is a good team collectively and will lose in the playoffs.
Hold on, Tiger. Before you just get to just taking people out, that's not. I don't know. That is not at all the direction I was heading. You just dipped in with a take that was so strong, Steve.
I called it. I called exactly what their playoff run was like last year.
Where I was heading with that was they're a tough hang, being that they were a good basketball team. They were the 2 seed, but they were not a fun watch. Right? Like a lot of people say the Spurs were boring back in the day with Duncan and Ginobili, especially balding Ginobili and Tony Parker, especially the Tony Parker that was banging Brent Barry's wife. But like they weren't a boring watch though. They just were boring personalities. Watching the Spurs play basketball, they passed, they cut. It was pretty basketball. It's just Kawhi, Tim Duncan, and those guys are just boring as shit. No, the Rockets, man, it's a rock fight, man. We're looking at the 80s and 90s, and both they may go cold, but they play such great defense they'll cause others to go cold, and it was. They are a fun watch. They get up and down. They got athletes. KD can hit shots. Şengün is a mismatch problem. They are a much enjoyable watch this year. So shout out to the Rockets. That was a fun watch right now. The Warriors are up 10, sons of bitches, in the second quarter. I mean, I want to say something, and I know this is going to take me some time to get kind of adjusted and used to this because there's newness, right? We've had the NBA on TNT since like '89. And this is now finally, this is the first NBA season in which TNT does not have, and not all the pairings that we're used to were together. It was their A teams was Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller. Then it was Brian Anderson, who is my favorite broadcaster right now. And they had Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill. They had a lot of pairings. I got to get used to this A team that NBC's putting out. I got to get used to this A team. I got to get used to.
I wasn't even really aware.
I got to get used to this Italian stallion, Mike Tirico. Mike Tirico, if you don't know, Osita said he's not black, he's Italian. But Mike Tirico, Reggie Miller, and Jamal Crawford. And Jamal Crawford, clearly, he's going to have to grow into this role. Right? This is early for him. It just feels different. And then the studio show is Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, who's just coming out dressing in a straight up jumpsuit. Like he's in a tracksuit. If you go watch it, it is Maria Taylor, Carmelo in a tracksuit, and then it's Vince Carter in a blazer and slacks, and then Tracy McGrady. I think Vince Carter has a blazer and slacks with a tie, and then it's Vince Carter, then it's Tracy McGrady who has on a full suit. It's a tough one. Carmelo, Carmelo and Jamal Crawford gonna have to grow into these roles. I'm just not ready. The Carmelo, I know the name, but that ain't hitting. That wouldn't hit, and somebody's got to tell him, hey, either we're all gonna come out in here in suits, or we're all gonna come out here in tracksuits. But like we're gonna have two people look like they are professional, and then one person coming out here looking like he's watching his son play, and he's sitting in the stands. So it's gonna take me a little time getting used to. I just don't know what.
Yeah, that's my boy.
I'm just saying he's dressed like you see dads out there in a tracksuit. I rock that sometimes. Not when I'm at the desk. Not when I'm in the booth. Like I mean, at the studio show. I mean, God, I know Shaq wanted to wear a polo out there, but he put on a suit. And again, I don't care. And Serda, you know this about me. I don't care what the decision is. I just feel like it has to be uniform. Like we've got to all come together and all right, like we're gonna look like we're at the same venue.
I mean, just like we all came together when we talked about getting some leisure wear for the show, and now you had like a week of wearing pajamas, and then what happened?
I got on the pajama shorts right now, but like I think we're all in the right spot.
Up. I'm not even wearing pants.
We're on the right spot.
I'm wearing pants.
It was like just like that show, sort of Breakfast Ball. I knew it was doomed to fail. We got Craig Carton in flannel, and a button-up shirt. We got Stink in and just a nice business casual button-up shirt, and then Danny's in a button-up and a blazer. Like that's the three outfits on the show.
It was just an awful name. I don't know how you have so many people that work on a show like that, and they come up with Breakfast Ball is the best thing that they got.
Do you know what it's from?
All over everything.
It's golf. It's a golf term.
Okay. Well, it's a terrible name for
a golf term in the morning. Breakfast Ball. It's a golf term. It was an interesting decision. By the way, it is crazy to me where the league is as the Lakers and the Warriors are playing right now, and somehow Steph Curry just rolled down in the middle of the lane for a layup. The Lakers have Luka Doncic, who is in his prime and has lost I don't know how many pounds, but it is in one of my favorite lines in all the sports, best shape of his life. And they have LeBron James, although he is 41 or 40 and has a bad ass injury right now. He is still one of the top 15 players in the game. They've got a number 3 that's pretty good size. That team is not a top 5 championship odds in the top 5 of the championship odds for Vegas. That's where we are in the league. And Serda was being silly earlier, but it really has turned much because you remember back, and it's not that long ago. Hey, you have 2 stars. Then it became if you just had 3 stars, but if you had 2 stars, like you can roll. You got to have well-rounded teams now to have to really be able to compete. And that's why we see some of these teams where it's just like, yeah, they've got a really good frontline guys, but once you get deeper and deeper in that thing, like these guys ain't hitting. But it is wild to me that LeBron and Luka, they've got those 2 guys, and people don't really consider them championship contenders.
Well, one's old.
He's got a badass injury. Yeah, he's old, but I mean, he can still crank that thing.
Crank that thing.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he can crank that thing.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, crank it back, not.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
Not crank his cock. I mean, I don't know where do you think we were going on this? I'm just saying. I wasn't talking about the cock cranking. I didn't mean that. Speaking back to what you were alluding to earlier, Serda, about the devastation that's happening in Houston. And by the way, I'm not done with Carmelo Anthony. I need to get something. And Stephen A. Smith, this is a little tease for later on in the show. Little Stephen A. Smith. I hope you have that video, sir. And the tease is really, I'm being stupid for the people, but that tease was to just alert you. Hey man, if you hadn't picked that up, this would be a good time. And judging by that silly smile you had as soon as I said it, and the way your eyes are beating back and forth, where you're not really focusing on the show, you're hunting it down, and I appreciate that. But I want to get to that in a bit, but. The Texans are clearly in real trouble right now, based off that Monday Night Football debacle last night. And now Nico Collins is in concussion protocol, and they're on a short week. And the way that man looked multiple times when they tried to get his attention to move and go to the blue tent, and he looked like nobody was home. I get the feeling he's not going to be able to play against the 49ers, and that's going to be a tough game, a 5-2 team. So they may be snaring having to play a really good football team without their not just best weapon, but their only weapon. But even more than that, yes, we understand they're in trouble. But and Serda, you can jump in on this, but I want to hear from Osita first because he is kind of a Texans fan.
Okay. Well, what's cool? What's going on? What we got?
Have we been tricked? Like, have we been tricked? And I'd love to hear both of y'all's answers to this. Have we been tricked by D'Amico and CJ Stroud? Because there was a thought, like after year one, like, okay, clearly, like these guys are going to be two of the best at their roles, right? Like there was already people making both of them, and Serda can attest to this. After year one, both of them top 10 in their craft. Top 10 coach D'Amico was, top 10 quarterback CJ Stroud was. And we look at both of them from what they do, it is clear they've taken a step back. Both of them, it's clear CJ's taking a step back. He's not anywhere near the player he was 2 years ago. And then if you go look at the stupid shit that D'Amico Ryan's football team does on a routine basis and just coming out looking like they're not prepared, they had 15 fucking days for a bye week to come out and game plan against the Seattle Seahawks. And they came up with that. Like the start of it. They had 15 days. Hey, it was play 10, third possession of the game is when they attempted to get the ball to Nico Collins, their best player. Play 10. JSN got thrown the ball on the second play that the Seattle Seahawks had. But I just throw this out. Do you feel tricked? Do you feel completely different about D'Amico and CJ Stroud now than you did when they first burst on the scene?
I'm gonna say no.
Really?
Only because look, from the game I watched yesterday, I still feel like the O-line is a huge glaring problem with the Texans. You said that Stroud isn't able to take, or he's taken a step back. He can't take more than a step back when he's in the pocket without getting popped. He got, how many times did he pop?
What you did? I see what you did there. That's pretty good.
How many times did he pop yesterday? Dude, he got the shit kicked out of him all game. And I remember there was one point, the only like real point in the game yesterday where I was actually like disappointed in Stroud, like legitimately disappointed in him, was that 2-point conversion after Anderson got that touchdown, right? That 2-point conversion, I think I texted y'all like right afterwards. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Because my whole thing was, I was like, why are we passing the ball? Obviously, like passing the ball isn't working. It's just not working. It's not working. He doesn't have enough time to, or maybe he has too much time and then just it doesn't work out. So I didn't really know what was going on there. But besides that, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of change that needs to happen within that team before we can actually see whether or not that, Stroud is good or not. I just find it crazy that like already people are like petitioning to get rid of Nick Hughley. We just had this problem last season.
Well, yeah. Listen, I'm not going to, and I'll let you jump in here, Serda. I'm not going to say that the stuff around him isn't hasn't been, the best that it can be, and at times they have in moments failed them. But I mean, at some point, man, we gotta start saying, hey, man, there's also a thought of you be messing this shit up too. Like there's a thought of like you gotta pick it up and just and especially if it is what we thought he was and what people believed him to be, and that is what I like to call the fixer, the quarterback that is the fixer.
Yeah.
And he like the other quarterbacks, I won't even go to the top guy.
That is my question though. Like, who would you put in his place that you think could perform with the team?
I'm just telling you. I'm not even going to go to Mahomes. But like, Serda, Baker Mayfield against the Texans, and the Texans have one of the best pass rushes in the game. They had to have their center go play left tackle, and they had to go bring their right tackle to play center, and a guy Charlie Heck off the bench who couldn't make it with the Texans for years. That was his offensive line with them jokers on the pass rush, and they made it work. And Joe Burrow has to make this shit work all the time with his. They don't even look like they can function, man. That's just my thing is, yes, it is not perfect, but it looks this bad also because he doesn't have a way to kind of troubleshoot and help fix the problems. He adds to the problems. Osita, he drops back and gets pressured and then bails and keeps backing up into what should have been a safety. Like he does those things, or he throws really bad picks at times. So I just feel like I've been duped by both of them. They tricked the shit out of me. I never thought we would be here. I accepted a call today saying, I'm serious, man. I just think maybe we should see what Davis Mills would do in this lineup. I think that is a bridge way too far, Steve. But I am shocked off my ass that anybody that's a Texans fan would even shape their mouths to even say that.
So it comes at you fast in the NFL. Like, going into last year, and mind you, Ron was ahead of this way before everybody else was, because a lot of people were picking the Texans to be like a legitimate contending team last year after the offseason moves and everything. But Ron kept saying, oh, that offensive line's pretty terrible. Like, it's pretty awful. And then it was so bad to the point that they just placed all of the blame on their offensive coordinator and fired him a year after Bobby Slowick was really successful with CJ Stroud, because they were so handcuffed by the offensive line. So like the offensive line is still a huge problem, obviously. And the fact that they didn't address it in any way to the tune of actually they traded away their best offensive line.
I want to stop you right there, Steve. The problem is it's not that they did not address it. No, it's how they addressed it.
Yeah, they addressed it with cost-effective, shitty players. Like they addressed it with players that are just as shitty as the players that they had on their offensive line last year. But it's not, at the end of the day, though, like what that tells me is that, okay, you got a decision maker problem. Like you have, like, this is a head coach thing. This is a general manager thing, because now you got, after his rookie season, that you look like, oh, we got one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. Now we got to capitalize on this window and find a way to go win. And 2 years since then, all they've done is take steps backwards, to the point where now they're legitimately stunning the growth of CJ Stroud as a player, which sucks as a fan of that team if you are a Texans fan, because there might not be any coming back from this, which we have seen happen to young quarterbacks in the league because it's such a difficult position to play. Like it's very rare, like the Baker Mayfields and the Sam Darnolds finally get out of awful situations and are thriving, let alone Sam Darnold. Like what he's doing in Minnesota and then now in Seattle is insane. Like he's legitimately looked like one of the best passers in the league this season, and he did that last year with the Vikings. Like, it's a decision maker problem. And so smart teams would get out ahead of this and just be like, it's time to cut ties. It's time to try something else because this isn't working. But I'm saying fire coaches, fire general managers, because you're jeopardizing CJ Stroud as a player now. And I don't even think I still think D'Amico is a good defensive minded coach. I really thought he was going to be a great head coach. And it just doesn't seem like that's the case because this is 2 straight years now where there's just no answers in the coaching staff. And we see smart coaching staffs all the time figure it out. Like Shane Steichen right now has got Daniel Jones looking like an MVP candidate where for years it was, why can't he make it work with Anthony Richardson? And then it's like Joe Flacco and all these and Gardner Minshew. And it's finally because he found a guy who just did it the way that he wanted him to do. And now everything's working. Like you had a guy who was capable of doing that in a player with CJ Stroud, but everything else around him has failed. So it's not his fault. So somebody's got to take the blame for that. And I would point to the general manager, the personnel people, and the coaching staff.
Yeah. And what I would say, and I think some people are starting to come around to it is, yes, but he plays a pretty good role in it too. Like he is, and there are reasons why, but he hasn't handled it well. And you know what? Maybe it's not his fault. What I have started to come to the conclusion is, as you said, I think there's some bad decision makers in there and some guys that need to reevaluate how they go about doing things. And then 2, I think one of the biggest decisions is, and clearly I think some of us did too. I think they may have misjudged what he was early on. And I think they made a call to, oh shit, we got the goods. And I don't blame him. That first year before Jaden Daniels, that first year, that may have been the best rookie quarterback season we've ever seen. Right. And I think they thought, oh shit, we've got Allen, we've got Mahomes. They're not that type of player, but they think we got Burrow. We've got a top guy that we can go. We can put a lot on. We can trust. We can not treat him like a rookie or treat him like a second-year guy because he showed such football maturity. And I think they misjudged it. And I think they have made a lot of decisions, guys, as if he is Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, to where he can fix things and they can, you know what? Maybe we don't have to have the best guards because like Mahomes, hey, shit, his guard can go play left tackle if you need him. He'll make it work and get to the Super Bowl, right? Joe Burrow, shit, he had guys that were off the street. He's able to make it work. I think they may have thought he was that. I think they allowed him to be a big part of the exit of Bobby Slowick and bringing in new, which is something you normally wouldn't do with a player that young. But I think they thought he was, or maybe miscalculated where he was and allowed him, and not even allowed him, but treated him. Look at this shit. I'm sorry. I've just looked up at Carmelo there at the half, and this fucking jumpsuit Carmelo has on. These two guys have on suits and ties.
I don't have it on because I was having internet problems, so I was worried about bandwidth. So
I'm sorry. They have on suits and ties, and he literally has. I mean, he looks like he is on the Big Pimpin' video, and he just walks out. And Vince Carter looks like a principal, and Tracy looks like a deacon, and he's up here just with this.
Deacon Tracy.
Yeah, Deacon Tracy. I'm sorry. Anyway, but I think it looks so ridiculous. I think they just literally misjudged what he was and moved too fast on him and didn't treat him because I think what we're learning, Serda, is he is a quarterback that is probably more in the vein of Daniel Jones, in the vein of Jalen Hurts, in the vein of maybe Sam Darnold, in the vein of those guys that, hey, man, you can't just give them dudes anything. They got to fit, and you got to fit them into what it is. Like right now, man, you can drop Josh Allen. You can drop, now Lamar is different just because of his unique skill set, but you can drop Pat, Josh, what's his name? Joe. You can drop those guys damn near in any system. And
Joe.
Yeah, you can drop them in any system and they'll be able to flourish. Some guys can't.
Drake May.
But again, that would be a really good example, Serda. Now maybe he may be the goods, and maybe he is Josh Allen. But if the Bills would be taking a chance if they just said, man, fuck it, after this year, and start treating him like he was Josh Allen and saying, all right, hey man, we can go and have Nico Collins and then just go draft all the Iowa State wide receivers and CJ will make it work.
I do think that like his rookie season, he was so good, but it was just like everything just like worked so well. And it wasn't even like a super complicated offense. It was just like they ran the football effectively, and
they really didn't know. They really didn't that first year.
But they like lived and died with the play action game, and they created like huge plays off of it. And then last year, it was like they still did some of that early in the season successfully until Nico Collins got hurt, but it was only with Nico Collins. And like Tank Dell was coming back from a serious injury, and Stephon Diggs is older and then eventually tears his ACL and whatever. So it doesn't really work out last season. But yeah, like I think CJ, like he doesn't have the mobility. He doesn't have like the super athleticism. Like he doesn't have like an arm that just totally like pops off of the page. Like he's got limitations as a passer, but he's shown that like he can be a good NFL passer. But then it's like, if you don't have the athletic limitations, then you have to have like the mental capacity and reading defenses and figuring things out like as the game's moving. And that's like what like a Dak Prescott does. Cause like Dak's not as athletic as he used to be. Dak doesn't have the biggest arm in the league, but Dak's playing out of his mind. And this isn't the first time we've seen Dak play like this before, because Dak is a processor, is one of the best processors in football.
But that's a good comp. Doesn't it feel like it's just now become like year 9 or 10 that they've just said, all right, Dak, man, we're gonna throw everything on you and just trust you. Not year 1, not after year 1. And like, and Dak still had to be pushed until he became, a veteran. By the way, tonight, I'd imagine Chris Webber's not having a good night again. KD did that damn thing at the end of regulation. The officials didn't see it, but the Rockets didn't have any timeouts left. He got a rebound on a miss with 2 seconds left, and he started going to call timeout. And Şengün went over there and got in front of him and stopped him. And the officials didn't see him. But everybody, Reggie Miller, are we having a Chris Webber situation? And then it just took Chris Webber. And then all I saw when I opened up social is everybody with that tag of Chris Webber calling that timeout. And now he has to live that. He does not talk about that. He refuses to talk about that. Like he tells – like I've heard, like he talks in interviews of like, no, we're not, like no timeout questions. And I just know, man, he was sitting at the crib tonight, not doing shit, just enjoying himself. And now
why they gotta put my name in this, man?
And now he's bombarded. Anytime that happens, he's got to relive one of the worst moments of his life, and his social is flooding. I mean, I just saw it repeatedly. Hell, I ain't gonna lie, I saw it repeatedly. Hell, I participated. I talked about Chris Webber. And I mean, I just know he's just shit. Here we go. I got to deal with this again. Let's get a little heat check in.
All right, guys, welcome to the Heat Check, brought to you by Big O, brought to you by the Nightly Fix, brought to you by Foolish Club Media. Make sure that you like and subscribe or else. Today's show is brought to you by Follicle Flex, the only cream guaranteed to turn that "my bad, I fell asleep on the couch" look to that "oh boy, who faded you" kind of look. Follicle Flex, because your jumper shouldn't be patchy, but your hairline definitely shouldn't be patchy. All right. So look, we had the Rockets game today, you know, Rockets versus Thunder.
This is going.
Honestly, KD, he did good.
Insane.
You know what I mean? He did well. Welcome to Houston, baby. I really do appreciate it. You know what I mean? But we gotta talk to you about that hairline, that haircut that you got going on, man. Look, if you're gonna elevate the city, just let us elevate you as well. Let one of our barbers treat you, treat you right, and get you lined up, okay? But we got to have a little sit down about that situation up top, man, because this is crazy.
Yeah. Osita, I don't know if you know the background of this, and it's even worse tonight than this, because we're getting loose. Like I've been saying this for years, that his head looks like a globe. It looks like, you know, the land and the water.
Does he like have problems though? Like
no, he does. No, he has problems. His problem is he doesn't give shit.
He doesn't care.
That's what his problem is.
Look,
he doesn't give a shit, and it infuriates me. And I'm sure. Do you know how much LeBron cares that he does the things that he does, and this motherfucker just walks out?
I'm not saying you got to go to Turkey. I'm not saying you got to go to Turkey, but how are you going to have naps and a bald spot?
Yeah, just cut like both. He just doesn't give a rip.
You can't have both.
How long has this been going on, Serda? This has been 6-7 years.
I feel like it's been his entire career.
It's not his entire career. He didn't come in. He didn't come into this bad boy like this.
I feel like post James Harden, like it's been since then.
Yeah, at some point with the Warriors when it started leaking.
Before that,
I don't think it was. No,
I think he was still with the Thunder.
No, I don't think he was. I don't think he was doing this. It may have started out thin, but like this deal here, where he's like going to go get his hair cut, like, you know, white guys do, like every 6-8 weeks.
I doubt that. That shit looks crazy, man.
I mean, he just like that's open tonight. It's lower tonight. I bet he won't get a haircut till Christmas, and he'll just keep walking around.
Look. If he has the bald spot in the back, that's fine, okay? Because in Houston, we have a fixer for that. You know what I mean? We have the South Side.
No.
Hear me out.
I know you. No, I know you. There, yes, he could do that.
That's all we need to do. That's all we need to do. It's an ode to H-Town culture, you know, steeped in player tradition. It'll have you stepping out that chair feeling like you just hit a triple-double, okay? Like, look at that. It's bald in the back. You got the hair in the front. He can get it lined up all nicely. Get the taper on the side. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Did you make this with AI?
No, I just found it on the internet. But I'm just saying, look at this elevation. Look at this. From this to this, that's all we got to do. That's all we need. Cleaned up.
Listen,
baby.
That looks beautiful. It really does. It does. And I know there are barbers ready to roll. My barber my barber here in Houston, Mini Flex, cuts a lot of his teammates' hairs.
That's
right.
It looks like those like charred pieces of lava, like when you see like a volcano explode.
I mean, let's keep at it. It does. Speaking on the same, it looks like the bottom of the smoker that you put charcoal on at the bottom, and all the fire has gone out, and that's the black that's left.
Serda, it does look like soot. But Serda, can you look up Kevin Durant ashy and then post that picture real quick? Just real quick.
But listen,
because hold on. Ron, you're black. You know.
Oh, I remember this picture.
I'm black.
Oh,
there's a certain level of self-care that you have to have, just for your peace of mind. You know what I mean? And for I get that KD only focuses on basketball, but for him to only focus on basketball enough to be like this, Steven, you got it?
One sec.
All right. It's just ludicrous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I know what's coming, and I'm just telling you, Osita, you know this is Kevin Durant.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's so gross.
Look at that.
That's a bad day.
I moisturize every day.
How?
I put lotion, and Ron knows this. I have very soft skin.
How do you let yourself get that bad?
I put lotion on my body every time I get out of the shower.
It looks like you put glue on his skin and then let it dry, and it's getting to that like that tacky part. You know what I mean? The flaky, tacky part where it's like.
I'm willing to bet that this is the reason he tore his Achilles, because it was just falling apart from the outside in.
That's a fair point. That now we're ranging from Ash, from Serda, and Osita's sure of it. It's shoes. So when you have the combination of the Ash and the shoes, I mean, you got no shot with this thing. I'm guessing right now. Listen, I'm just telling you this, Osita. Everything you're talking about, you're on it. I think there are a lot of barbers that are ready to do it right now, but he's been in Phoenix.
Phoenix? Oh, come on, Phoenix. No. We're not putting Phoenix up there with like this is the Black Mecca. We're in Houston, Texas, baby. We're in Houston, Texas. Do you know where you live, Ron?
He has been in Phoenix.
This is Black Hollywood.
He's been in Brooklyn, and he has been in the Bay Area. And oh yeah, he's Kevin Durant with endless amounts of money to allow any barber, great barber, to fly out and take care of him wherever he is.
But sometimes the sauce has to be spilled upon you in order for you to understand that you should take care of yourself to a certain level. Maybe he didn't have those experiences in Brooklyn. Maybe he didn't have those experiences in the Bay Area. But Houston is different. Houston will treat him right.
It is the opposite of LeBron. LeBron is in denial and delusion that he still hasn't. He knows he doesn't and doesn't give a flying fuck about it. And he's just going to come out on national TV and do that. And he's going to come out and keep wearing his hair and do that. I don't even think it's a badge of honor. I honestly don't think he gives a flying fuck. And he's just rolling with it.
I don't want to look at it anymore.
It is.
Kevin Durant is worth roughly $300 million.
Look at this. Look at how great that would look, man.
Yeah, and he knows it. He doesn't care. There are 17 decisions he could make with that hair to be better than that than North, South America, and Europe that his head looks like when he goes unkept. He doesn't care.
If there's any Houston barbers that happen to watch this, please just try.
I saw him at Taylor.
Holler at your boy. Just holler at him.
I saw him at Taylor Rook's wedding. Didn't give a shit. Came in there and just rolled with that. Had an amazing suit on and then just rolled with whatever he does on the top of his head. He doesn't care. All right, hey, before we jump out of here, by the way, the Lakers and the Warriors in the second half, the Warriors have jumped out to a damn 11-point lead. Come on, LeBron, come back, man. Just come. What if he ran out of the tunnel right now? I'm telling you, that would set this whole thing on fire. Right?
Can he do that?
Space Jam style.
Yeah, just run out, man, and have
my sciatica.
And have a huge wrap on that sciatica ass. Yeah, that would be incredible. But we talked about Carmelo and his ridiculous outfit choice and the people at NBC that allowed him to do that. I mean, we're at a far cry from where they used to go during the Marv Albert. That was Bob Costas, who used to be the studio guy. Bob Costas is not going down with that. All right, Bob Costas is not allowing Carmelo Anthony to just go up there and wear whatever he wants to. But he had his podcast and it came out. I don't know when they did this, but it's 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. It used to be him and the Kid Mero. But now it's him and another guy rotate. Kid Mero comes on there sometimes, but they have a pretty good podcast. A lot more popular than ours. But he
for now
he brought Stephen A. Smith on.
Oh yeah,
and that's it's a good one. That's probably gonna get some views. And I want to also, if you are unaware and folks aren't aware of watching this, that Carmelo and LeBron are like tight, right? Like they're Like it's Carmelo, Dwayne Wade, like especially of his NBA friends. Carmelo and Dwayne Wade are his closest friends, and I don't think that just is just NBA wise. I think in his group, there's like his guys from high school that he grew up with, like Maverick Carter and Drew and all those guys. And then like Carmelo and Dwayne Wade are right there too. Chris Paul, another one. That the Banana Boat crew, they're all real tight, families and everything. So he had Stephen A. Smith come on. This is the exchange Stephen A. had once he got to LeBron James.
To LeBron. I don't like his not a little bit. You do not understand the links this man would go to. This dates back more than a decade. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. You know, he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's some low. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced, that I had stayed with ESPN. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. This is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face, but you see the back of my peanut head? I know this, but I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there too?
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you. Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations, no problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night, that father-son moment with Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping, no problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey. If you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. The last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside. If you sat up there and said, yo, LeBron pissed off, he needs to talk to you man to man, and I was in New York, what would I do? I'd be on the next plane to LA. And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat McAfee? You gonna come on my channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. Yo, I don't like him either. Cool. Nah, I have to protect my family. That's the narrative you playing? Yo, bro, when I tell y'all, you can't measure the level of how pissed off I have been over that. There is no level of disrespect that has ever been accorded to me in my life more so than what he did. To try to paint me as somebody who would attack somebody's family, knowing I've never done it, I can't tell you how offensive I find that.
All right. He's said a ton. However, you
can't believe we listened to that whole thing. Honestly,
that is electric. All right, you have a question because there's a route that I want to go with this, but go ahead.
Just two statements, quick ones. Why do you sound like Batman at the beginning?
I don't know, man. He's a performer.
Yeah,
that's he's very I believe he takes his cues from Nirvana. He likes to really start low and then explode.
Yeah. Okay. see that. Second thing, that hairline is fucking wild, Ron.
Yeah, but you just got to run with it now at this point, I guess.
No, go bald. I was putting my thumb up. I was like, trying to see. I was like, you know, it wouldn't be too bad if he just went bald. You know what I mean? Like, he's got it back here.
So look, the route that I want to take with this is like it's not even about, you know, what he said and all that, like his issues, LeBron, whether you like LeBron or not. I know he is one of the most polarizing figures in American history, especially in this time right now. But my thought is, I'm looking at Carmelo, and as I said before we watched the clip, they are tight. Like, I mean, I think they're as close as me and Serda are, and Osita, but like they are really, really tight. They like
with the chest.
I did. They're like tight. Like I'm talking kids, godfathers, whatever. Their kids call the other ones Uncle LeBron and Uncle Melo. How you feel? Like, how would you feel if you are LeBron and Carmelo offered him up that platform to say that shit about you?
I'd be all right with
it. Would you like? Would you have like?
At the end of the day, it made Stephen A. Smith look petty.
Now, listen. I do want to go back and watch it all because I've watched them, and it looks like as they show in the clips that Carmelo just sits there and kind of just lets him go and listens and doesn't like check anything. I don't know, Serda. I think I'd probably have a problem if you invited somebody that I got issues with and allowed them to go on a platform to bash me like that and don't say nothing on my end. I like that. Like I feel like as my guy, I just can't have you if you're gonna bash him, and if you are, like I gotta defend my guy. And maybe I'm not saying I'm in the right for it, but that was the first thing I was thinking is like, damn, Melo, you just sitting there and he is just going. I don't like his ass. He's fake. But like I just like that just stood out to me. Like, damn, I'm surprised that he allowed his platform to just go off like that.
Yeah. I just don't. This isn't anything different than what we've seen from Stephen A. before. He's been cashing checks off of LeBron acknowledging his existence for years now. So, just to say, it's the same old thing. Like Stephen A.'s highest paid employee at ESPN now, but he's still out here doing all kinds of other stuff because Stephen A. wants to be the biggest name in media, not just sports media. Like Stephen A, that's why he's going on CNN and Fox News and doing all these news hits and stuff all the time, like because he wants to be just as big as LeBron. He wants to be just as recognizable as LeBron. It's just the same bit over and over again from Stephen.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, if I'm LeBron, man, you go in there and talk shit on Hannity, you go in there and talk shit on wherever you want to talk shit on, but I'd be like, damn, man. Like you my guy, and he just going to town, and you just like, I don't know, like that I don't think that would sit well with me.
Like I said, I think Carmelo allowed him a platform to look stupid again, because that's all I see. I see a jester, I see a fool whenever I look at that video. I don't see like, oh man, he's bringing up LeBron's name again, man. I feel like he's for real mad about it. Oh, he really hates LeBron. Oh, that's some real beef. No, I just see like an old dude that's fucking tripping for no reason about somebody who's like not in his same tax bracket, echelon bracket, just like they are not the same person at all. They are not anywhere near each other at all. But this guy just happens to have that kind of beef. Like I have this seething anger towards this person that barely fucks with me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I can see some people clearly you took it that way, like, man, he just let him sit up there and look like an ass. And I'm just saying, I agree with you. And I think Stephen A. sits up there in his own show, looks like an ass. He sits up there on Hannity and looks like an ass. He sits up there on Como and looks like an ass. He sits up there on his TV show at times and looks like an ass. But I'm not about to allow you to talk shit and look like an ass on my guy Osita on my platform. and not without not saying nothing.
Thanks for getting my back, Ron.
Right, like I know I'm not going as far as to say that you co-sign it, but you are cool with it in your world, and that's like, yo.
I mean, what is he supposed to do? Sit there and check Stephen A. Smith on his own show and be like, hey, talk about my guy like that. You're talking my guy all wrong here.
Like, what are we doing? I think there's a way to be like, hey, man, look, man, I don't know your experience, but I mean, like, you know, I think LeBron had reason to react the way he did. And now it wasn't about him. You was talking about his family. You was. And everybody out there who has kids and kids, like, I'm just saying, just like for me to just sit there and just be like, all right, spew your shit about him and then roll. Yeah, he looked like an idiot, but I mean, he could go look like an idiot on Mike Miller's podcast. Probably not. That's not a good one because they was cool too. But I mean, like, you can go look like an idiot on Michael Jordan's podcast. But like now LeBron is different. Michael Jordan would never ever talk to Carmelo again. Like he would.
Michael Jordan has a podcast.
I'm just making a podcast up.
Michael Jordan was supposed to be a pundit or something like that.
He was on with Mike Tirico tonight.
He had some little interviews where he was just like, "Oh yeah, this is how I feel in playoffs."
Like Michael Jordan has not talked to Charles Barkley for like 25 years for something that Barkley said. Like it would be the end of their relationship. And like I don't know.
Scottie Pippen hates his guts.
Oh yeah, well he hates his too. But it is. I don't know, man. Maybe again, like that'd be weird because sort of like I'd move myself to being an usher in your wedding if you did that to me. I don't want to be up there with you anymore. If you're gonna fuck me like that.
What about my wedding? What about?
I thought you said you weren't going to get married.
When did I say that?
Oh, I just felt it. I'm just